Augies Worldwide. I'm Dave Kassler, amateur radio call sign KE0OG, here with another episode of Ask Dave. Today we're working a little bit more on these Murs radios, and this right here is so you can hear the quality of the sound. And then we're going to talk about a quick distance run that my wife and I did, and then we'll talk about programming this little thing, because a lot of the features require that they be turned on via programming. Although the manual doesn't tell you how to do programming, I will. Let's jump in.
So that was a demonstration of the sound quality of the Retevis RB, let me get this right here, Roger Bravo 38 Victor, which is a Murs radio, multiple use radio service. Okay, it's a Part 90 radio. This is available from Retevis. It works in the VHF region rather than UHF. And these are quite inexpensive. And one was sent to me by Retevis, and they may have sent me another one, but I lost it. So I ordered another one from eBay. This long antenna was in the one they sent me, but is not in the one that I got from eBay. So if you go up here, there's a link. You can watch the explanation of Murs and the little Retevis radios up there. It's 5-volt radio. There's a little 5-volt charger right there, a little thing you can stick the charging in, a charging base. Okay, so you just heard a sample of the sound quality of this radio. It's actually pretty good. Now, let's talk about the next test we did. This is where our house is up over here, and my wife was in her studio with the radio, so she was indoors, and I drove the pickup truck over to the other side here. This is sort of a canyon area right there, so this is over empty airspace. Note that the signal will tend to want it to go down, but I was over here, and I was in the pickup truck, and it was just getting scratchy at that point. So this is a more realistic use case than two people outside on a very flat plane. We're in the mountains here. We're inside a building, inside a truck, and it's a little more than a kilometer away, and we were able to hear each other just fine with a little bit of hiss on the signal. So if you're in like a warehouse or something like that, you can hear each other probably with no problem. So that completes the two tests that I was asked to run on it. One, a voice quality, and second, a range test under very realistic conditions. Now, I've run into something interesting here. This is a picture of the owner's manual, or part of the owner's manual, pages 5 and 6, okay? And note here, it has CTCSS or DCS keying so that it will only cause the other one to go up if it's got the right code in it. You have to enable side key 1 or side key 2 to have this function via some software that it doesn't tell you about anywhere in the book, okay? Oh, here's monitor, which is a function that turns the squelch off for a moment so that you can hear it and see if there's a weak station in there. This enables side key 1 or side key 2 to the monitor function. Scanning. Well, maybe if you want to scan. Now, one way to scan, up here on the top, there's a little switch right here, and that's how you go up and down in channel. If you long press it, it will go into scan. But you can also program side key 1 or side key 2 to do that. Now here's Vox. You can program side key 1 or side key 2 to the Vox function. Vox is voice-operated relay, which means it'll start transmitting as soon as there's a voice or a noise or kids running around screaming or anything. It'll go into transmit. I don't recommend that you enable this. It comes enabled, but I recommend that you turn it off because it's a royal pain, actually, to deal with a Vox on a VHF radio. The second is high or low power selection. Again, programming the side key 1 or side key 2. All right? And the emergency alarm, programming the side key 1 or side key 2. All right? That's weird. Now, the keyboard lock, it will lock itself, can be unlocked by long pressing the channel switching key or pressing the push to talk button. Now, NOAA, the weather radio channels. If you've got a weather radio receiver, you know about this, okay? Now, in order to allow this device to access that, you have to program the device to open the NOAA function. With what? The manual does not mention anything about programming software, and with Part 90, those services in there, normally you are not supposed to do any programming. You're supposed to let some official person program it, but we're going to make ourselves the official person here. So the thing does have provision for programming. If you look right here, there are these two sockets right here, one smaller than the other. These are the headphone and microphone sockets, although an ear clip or anything like that is not included with the radio. But if you had them, you could plug them in here. So I contacted Retevis, and they gave me this URL down here at the bottom. Note that that hyphen must be part of the URL, and then you bring this up and stick it right on there without a space, okay? And note the asterisk, the number sign, and this, and note the capitalization, and we'll get you to this page. Okay, on the Retevis, this is the programming software for the RB38V. And this is what you want to download right here, okay? Note I use the Ukrainian colors here, blue and yellow. Okay, so when you download it, you're going to get a zip file. And it'll go, I put it down into my downloads file. This is all my Retevis downloads are in here. So this is what you want right here. Right click on it. When you right click on this, you get a menu, and you want to select extract all right here. And then that says where you want to put it, and the default is where you want to put it. Just click browse, or let me see, yes, just click enter or press enter. Okay, and it creates a new folder. Now this is a zip folder. This is a real Windows folder. It says RB38V software. Now go into there, and it says RB38V software. Okay, we'll keep going. We'll play the game. And here we are right here with these 4 files. Some of these look very intriguing, and there is a temptation to click through on these. Don't. The one you want is setup.exe. Double click on that. By the time you get through all of the hoofera, this is what you've got. The RB38V radio programming software. All the little features that it has are up here. All the frequencies that it has are here. Now this implies their frequencies higher than 6. No, they are reusing software from some other program. There are only these 5 frequencies, and you cannot change them, nor can you change the transmit frequency. But if you want, you can change the tone that goes with it, either on transmit, receive, or both. Okay, you can change the power from high to low. Transmit forbidden is a misnomer. Somebody who did the Chinese for this got it backwards. This is really transmit enable. If it's on, the transmitter is enabled. If you set it to off, then you will not be able to transmit on that channel. Okay. Now scan over here, they've got correct. Yes, you can scan this channel. You can cause it to skip a channel that maybe you're not using and some other people are by putting an N right here. Compander has to do with kind of the way it sends the audio back and forth. You can experiment with it if you want. Note that both radios have to have the same setting. Now here are the mysterious side key 1 and side key 2. I set side key 1 for weather so I can listen to NOAA weather radio. And you change the channels using the same channel change key that you've got on the radio. If you let it go, it will scan through them. It will stop on whatever it finds. Side key 2 I left at monitor because I thought that was useful. I don't recommend using Vox. Roger beep is actually Roger beep. You need to eliminate one of the G's. The correct way to spell this is Romeo, Oscar, Golf, Echo, Romeo. Just one G. And the way that this works, if you turn this on, at the end of your transmission, it will send a beep. Now what that beep means is it's your turn to transmit. Some people like it, some people don't. TOT is timeout timer. It's set for 120 seconds or 2 minutes. So if somebody broadcasts for more than 2 minutes, they'll be cut off. Okay. Squelch level, this is the only place you can set it. If you're having trouble with noise opening the squelch, you can change this to a higher number. Current channel is the channel it comes to when you turn the radio on. Okay, the beep is on, so you can hear the beeps as the thing does its thing. I would leave those on. Battery save has to do with, it'll kind of turn itself off for a while, then it'll listen, then turn itself off for a while, and so on. Language, I think you have a choice of English and Chinese. I didn't look. Okay, so you've got new, which will open up a new palette here. You don't need that. The thing that you need here is the port. This is the COM port. Now, you're going to need a programming cable to do this. This is the programming cable I use for nearly everything. I've had it for a few years. I know it costs nearly as much as one of the radios. It's designed for the Oshing radios, but it also works on the Retevis and many other radios. And it has a Silicon Labs chip in here rather than the troublesome Prolific chip. So this is a good one to get. Okay, so here's how you find out what port. You plug this in to your computer and then go down here and right-click on Start. When you right-click on Start, this menu comes up. So you're going to come up here and click on Device Manager. Okay? And when you do that, you'll get this. Then click on Ports, COM and LPT. And you've got one communications port. This happens to be the one that communicates with my 7300. The Silicon Labs, which is what this chip is, this one right here, USB to UART, is COM4. So it's been assigned to COM4. So you'll go back into here, click on Port Select, select COM4. Then you can read what's in the radio. By clicking on Read, it will download everything the radio has had. You make the changes that you want. For example, I've done weather and monitor here. And then you write that to the radio. Now, if you have more than one of these radios, and you kind of need more than one if you're going to talk to anybody, you can just line them up and write this to all the radios, and then they will always be identical. Then be sure to go over here to save, and save in a safe place where you know you can find it, like either in My Documents or back in your Retevis downloads file. Save this because this saves this programming, so that if you need to write more radios, you can open this, bring this back up, and then write it to additional radios, okay? So there you have it. That is how you deal with this radio. So there you have it. You've learned more about this Murs radio. It's a pretty cool radio. If you would like to help this channel financially, you can do so by adding to the channel funds by going to dcastler.com/support. Also, don't forget we have a monthly giveaway. I know the one this month is particularly interesting. To find the details, how to enter and what to do, it's free, is go to dcastler.com/giveaway and find out what this month's is. You will enter it using snail mail. Also, please subscribe, please click like, and comment. And until we next meet, 73.